Now you got the MCom on. Now what? What are you going to do? You've quickly gone from being the attacker to now you're switching up on the fly, and now it's your turn to defend. Hey guys, how's it going? Kulprit here, and like I said in the intro, today I want to kind of continue our discussion about rush tactics, how I like to play with the new kind of renaissance of rush for me in the Aftermath DLC. I had kind of gotten away from rush a little bit. I didn't really feel rush so much in the vanilla maps. Certainly didn't care for them in Armored Kill, and didn't have them in close quarters. Karkan was good rush. I enjoyed that a lot. That's pretty much where I played rush when I wanted that fix, but I really enjoyed rush on Bad Company 2. So I'm loving the fact that this has kind of rejuvenated my passion for rush, because I do think it's got just an extra level of tactics, and probably the place I feel like the tactics are most interesting, and the dynamic I feel that really separates a good team from a great team is that transition when especially when you're on attacking and you've run up now, you've managed to arm that MCom, and now what do? You have to very, very quickly, and in as much of a coordinated way as you possibly can, whether you're calmed up playing with buddies or randoms, you have to coordinate a defense now, and you have to try to figure out how far should I push it to get a good position and potentially get caught out there as I'm trying to get in place, or should I just hunker down in the best place I have very close and make do with that. It's a lot of decisions you got to make, and very important decisions, because it really doesn't matter if they disarm that MCom. All those lives you threw at that MCom were for nothing. So it's one that I enjoy. It's a dynamic I enjoy. It's really, to me, what kind of sets apart rush, and I think it's a place that a lot of players, including myself still, make the most mistakes. So I'm picking this gameplay. I thought it was kind of interesting. I'm using the RPK. You guys don't see that very often from me playing this, sport kit at all, let alone this gun. I'm slowly kind of falling in love with it. It does decent damage for an LMG, decent accuracy, all these things. I'm still kind of figuring it out, but I'm enjoying it. Just playing something a little different, trying to get away from that old M16 and 416. And it's on Tla, which is a different one. Rush, it can be a lot of fun, be very choke pointy, but it's very, again, I'm going to use the dynamic word. It's certainly not linear. Lots of flank routes, lots of corridors. It can be interesting. I've had some of the worst rush games I've had on this map, and I've had some of the best. So this one was particularly fun. This is also kind of an example of me playing in a calmed up squad. As you can see, I got my real life buddy Diggs, 13. I have this Pseudonoob and Duets, who you've seen in a lot of videos. Pseudonoob is also a sub and kind of a friend of ours. Pardon was 008. I believe this was the first time that I was playing. I may have played with him before, but this is the first time in comms. We actually had another squad rolling too on this team. We managed to get on the same team. We're actually playing another clan here, which we had a couple really good matches with. But here, I want to cut away from that. This is me defending the MCom right here. This is the first one I wanted to point out. Obviously, I have an LMG, so what I want to do is I want to get up ahead of the MCom a little bit. I realize that I have pretty heavy firepower, and if I can get set up, I can do some damage. These guys just stacked up beautifully for me. I do like this rock on this one. And you see me here, I go on a pretty good little streak here, just mounting some defense, using this rock a little bit. But there are a lot of different avenues for people to come to, so you really got to have your head on a swivel. You got to be moving around, and you gotta stay in as much cover from as many different directions as you can. That's why I do like this rock, because I feel like I can use it, circle around it and just hide myself from the most exposed avenue. Sure, I'm turning my back on another 2 or 3 routes, but I thought that window was open. I thought there might be a sniper in there. That was pretty funny. I didn't even realize that until I rewatched the footage. But that's another. This is obviously a main sight line, and you see me move up to the other main corridor that I was trying this whole time to get covered, and I just kept running into contact. But here, this isn't the best spot, but I managed to make it work. I was lucky that I had the LMG. These guys weren't exactly expecting me to pop out of here, because it's not really a big corner, but hey, like I said, it worked for me, and I managed to hold them off pretty good. We've already just destroyed the MCom, excuse me, but right now we're just trying to thin them out, and so that we can make that next push as soon as the boundaries move. But yeah, that's kind of what I like about this map. The action can be really hot and heavy, and it can be right in your face, and it's really just gun on gun. Finally, I'm taken out. A nice start to the match. But this kind of is going to coincide with the last video I did, and that is kind of the frontal assault. You'll see I'm absolutely playing that role here. I'm playing with buddies, and with that, I don't want to call it reckless, but I throw my KD out. Like right now, I'm 13 and 4. If I'm playing by myself, and a lot of you guys I know do this, I might be like, wow, I got a really good start. Let's build on this, see if I can throw together a really good round. When I'm playing with friends of mine, I don't care. I'm all about the win. I'm 13-4. I don't care. I'm still throwing myself at the MCom. Now here you see me kind of move over to the other MCom. I was working towards B, I believe it is. And you just see me almost switch there, immediately go to A. Why is that? Well, you guys can't hear, but in the comms, we kind of had the other guys were attacking B. So I knew that B was getting a lot of attention. There was a lot of enemy on B. So I got off B and I quickly went to A, thinking it might be vulnerable. I might be able to do something. And the reason I do this is I have a lot of faith in my teammates, especially 008 guys. Those guys are more than adequate. A lot of them are beasts. Pretty much they're all better players than me. So if they're working over there, I feel like I'm confident in them. They can hold their own. They can do the job. If I can sneak over, I can do one of two things. I can arm A, get it destroyed, which great. We haven't quite figured out which ones you want to arm first or not, which is important in Rush. You got to figure that out. But beyond that, I might just be able to arm A. Hey, maybe they disarm it, but I've pulled guys off of B so that they can then successfully get the destroy. But there you see, I was able to get it done. I pretty much did the same tactic as far as defending. I pushed up a little bit. I kind of found the main corridor. I thought they were going to come on to get the disarm. I'm only one guy. I can't cover them all, so I'm just going to try to cover the most, the most heavily trafficked area. I took some guys with me. I held them off and went off. They could have flanked around, but most guys panic when they hear that, the siren going off, even though they don't quite realize that there's plenty of time, honestly. But they hear the siren and they just usually run the quickest route they can, run a straight line. I almost totally missed this guy. I remember that. This map is so close together, man. It is just like death. It doesn't really set you that far back. So you've literally always got to be ready, cover to cover. And you've got to look every direction. Because the thing I like about this map is it lets you go as wide as you want to. Just about, anyway. That's how it feels. Obviously, the road that goes around. But you can, the boundaries are pretty much the same no matter what. And that's what I enjoy, because you really can flank. And if you're working with a squad, you can just destroy people from the side, because they're not going to be expecting you. Eventually, I think that people will catch up to it and will get used to it. So like I was saying, I kind of do two things here. I try to push up past the MCom when I'm defending, when I can. I try to find as close a position of power that I can, but you have to be careful because you can't look for too long, especially on a map like this, because people are going to be coming. So get set up as quick as you can and get a good sight line. And just let them come to you. Definitely don't go push up too far. You don't want to get overextended. Ideally, you'd want to have a backward sight line to the MCom. So if a buddy comes on, he might say, I'm down on the MCom, nade it. You want to be able to turn around in one motion, chuck a grenade, and get it right on the MCom, and then probably follow it up. Run in on it, behind it, let your MCom blow, and then jump in the room and pick up any, clean up anything you have to beyond that. So always try to keep, if not literally a direct sight line, close enough that you can quickly turn and get eyes on the MCom, or more importantly, get a grenade on that MCom. You'll hear that in our comms a lot. I do that a lot of times because I usually tend to be around the MCom. I die there. I might take 2 out, but there's 1 more and he's reviving. I'll be like, nade it, nade it, nade it. And usually we do. So here's another one. Classic head glitch. Again, in this MCom, there's only so many ways they can really come. And this guy just kind of surprises me. The second guy, I don't know how he gets me. I thought I'd shoot him up right in the head, but... And then there you see, my KD is quote-unquote slipping. Couldn't care less. We're pushing him back. We got the pressure on him. Just trying to stay up on that road, because if we lose this road here, they're going to have control of us coming through the tunnels here, these archways. And that's really what you don't want. You don't want to be that predictable. We hold the road. We know where they're coming. They're coming down these side streets. We can just get 2 or 3 guys in each street, and that's enough to hold it. So there you go, guys. That's a little discussion on how I like to react after we get the MCom armed, how I like to hold it off, defend it, and a little footage of me playing with a coordinated, calmed up squad. You can see I'm much more aggressive, and I kind of have a lot better overall idea what's going on because everybody's telling me in comms, so I can make better, more concise, more accurate, more effective decisions. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and like always, I appreciate likes, favorites, shares. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.